Most people get this wrong when choosing a budgeting app. They think all apps do the same thing. But here's the truth, no one tells you. Nerdwallet and Goodbudget are built for completely different types of users, and picking the wrong one can actually make budgeting harder, not easier. The biggest mistake you need to avoid is choosing an app based on popularity instead of your actual money habits. Because what works for one person can completely fail for another. In this video you are going to learn the real difference between Nerdwallet and Goodbudget. You will understand how each app works, who it is best for, where each one fails, and which one will actually help you save more money in your daily life. And stay with me, because in a minute, I'll show you a simple test that instantly tells you which of these two apps is right for you, without any guesswork. Let's get started. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Before we compare them, you need to understand something important. Budgeting is not just about tracking money. It is about changing behavior. And different apps change behavior in different ways. Let's start with Nerdwallet. Nerdwallet is not just a budgeting app. It is more of a financial dashboard and education platform. It helps you understand your credit score, track your net worth, monitor spending, and get financial recommendations. Think of it like a financial assistant that gives you insights rather than strict rules. For example, a user named Alex opens Nerdwallet and immediately sees his credit score, his total debt, his monthly spending trends, and suggestions to improve his finances. Now here's the problem. Nerdwallet is great at showing information, but it does not force strict budgeting behavior. It tells you what is happening, but it does not always control how you spend. So if you are someone who needs discipline and structure, Nerdwallet alone might not be enough. But if you are someone who wants a big picture view of your finances, it is extremely powerful. Now let's move to Goodbudget. Goodbudget is completely different. It is based on the envelope budgeting system. That means you divide your money into categories like digital envelopes. One for rent, one for groceries, one for transport, one for savings, and so on. Once an envelope is empty, you stop spending from it. This is where things become very practical. Imagine a user named Jake. He puts $300 into his food envelope for the month. Once that $300 is gone, he cannot spend more on food unless he moves money from another envelope. This creates natural spending limits. Now here's where most people fail with Goodbudget. They treat it like a tracking app instead of a planning system. If you don't assign money properly at the beginning, the whole system breaks. Goodbudget is very structured. It works best for people who want strict control over their spending habits. So right away, you can see the difference. Nerdwallet shows you your financial life. Goodbudget controls your financial behavior. Now let's go deeper into features. Nerdwallet gives you credit score tracking. This is a big advantage, especially for users in countries where credit score matters for loans, rentals, and financial products. You can also see personalized recommendations like better credit cards or loan options. But here's the catch. Some of these recommendations are promotional. That means the app earns money when you sign up for certain financial products. So you always need to be aware of that. Goodbudget does not focus on recommendations. It focuses on structure. It does not care about your credit score. It cares about whether you stay within your spending limits. Now let's talk about ease of use. Nerdwallet is easier to start. You sign up, connect your accounts, and instantly see your financial dashboard. There is almost no setup required. Goodbudget requires more effort. You need to create envelopes, assign money, and track spending manually in many cases. Now this is important. That extra effort is actually what makes Goodbudget powerful. Because when you manually assign money, you become more aware of your spending decisions. A user named Sarah switched from passive tracking to Goodbudget and realized she was overspending on small daily purchases she never noticed before. That awareness changed her habits completely. But here's the problem. Not everyone wants manual tracking. Some people prefer automation. Now let's talk about budgeting style. Nerdwallet is passive. It collects data and shows insights. Goodbudget is active. It forces decisions before spending. Now here's where it gets interesting. Behavioral experts say that active budgeting tools are usually more effective for saving money because they create friction before spending. That means Goodbudget can help you stop overspending more effectively. But Nerdwallet helps you understand your overall financial health better. It is more like a financial overview tool. Let's compare real-world use cases. If you are someone who wants to improve your credit score, manage multiple accounts and understand your financial position, Nerdwallet is a strong choice. If you are someone who struggles with overspending and needs strict limits, Goodbudget is more effective. Now let's talk about mobile experience. Nerdwallet has a clean interface with dashboards and charts. It is designed for quick insights. Goodbudget has a simpler interface focused on envelopes and categories. It is less flashy, but more functional for budgeting discipline. Now, here is a very important insight most users miss. Nerdwallet is best for awareness. Goodbudget is best for control. Awareness helps you understand your money. Control helps you change your money habits. You ideally need both, but if you are choosing one, you must decide what problem you are trying to solve. Now let's look at pricing. Both apps have free versions, but premium features exist. Nerdwallet is mostly free, but it makes money through financial product recommendations. Goodbudget has a free version with limited envelopes, and a paid version with more advanced features and syncing across devices. So which one is better for students, freelancers, or families? If you are a student, Goodbudget is usually better because it teaches discipline early. If you are a freelancer or someone with irregular income, Nerdwallet helps you understand fluctuations better. If you are managing family budgets, Goodbudget often works better because envelopes create shared structure. Now let's do a simple decision test. If you want to answer this quickly, ask yourself one question. Do I struggle more with understanding my money or controlling my spending? If you said understanding, then Nerdwallet is better for you. If you said controlling, then Goodbudget is better for you. That simple answer removes all confusion. Now let's talk about long-term impact. Nerdwallet helps you become financially aware. Over time, you understand credit, debt, and financial planning better. Goodbudget helps you become financially disciplined. Over time, you build strong spending habits and reduce unnecessary expenses. A user named John actually combined both ideas. He used Nerdwallet weekly to review his finances and Goodbudget daily to control spending. That combination gave him the best results. But here's the key takeaway. You do not need the perfect app. You need consistency. Even the best budgeting app will fail if you do not use it regularly. Before we finish, let's quickly summarize everything. Nerdwallet is best for financial awareness, credit tracking, and big-picture insights. Goodbudget is best for strict budgeting, spending control, and habit building. One shows you your money. The other controls your money. And the best choice depends on your behavior, not the app features. If you are still confused, start simple. Try Goodbudget for 1 month if you struggle with overspending. Try Nerdwallet if you want to understand your financial situation better. The important thing is to start somewhere. Because the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to control your money later. If you found this helpful, like the video, comment which app you are going to try, and subscribe for more simple finance comparisons that actually help you make smarter money decisions.